So last week on the podcast, I talked about how Donald Trump is basically the Regina George of American politics because he's just a bully. Now, the thing about Regina George and other bullies is that every once in a while, someone will come along to stand up to them. And this week, John McCain decided to be that person. Katie, in this instance, if we're sticking in the realm of Mean Girls references, decided... Terrible. John McCain decided to stand up to Donald Trump. So according to Dan Merica of CNN, McCain, while accepting the Liberty Medal in Philadelphia on Monday night, warned the United States against turning toward half-baked, spurious nationalism cooked up by people who would rather find scapegoats than solve problems. Trump told Chris Plante of The Chris Plante Show on Tuesday that he heard the criticism and warned McCain to be careful. Yeah, well, I hear it, and people have to be careful because at some point I fight back, Trump said. I'm being very nice. I'm being very, very nice, but at some point I fight back, and it won't be pretty. So you're saying that your comments could get ugly from time to time, Donald Trump? Is that what you're saying? Because that's not going to be very shocking for us to see, given that you make out these obnoxious tweets on a daily basis. So you're not going to shock anyone if you get ugly with John McCain. I mean, you already attacked him before because he was captured.
I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Nobody's going to be surprised with anything that you have to say. But, John McCain here, in warning Americans against half-baked, spurious nationalism cooked up by people who would rather find scapegoats than solve problems, this is a criticism that I absolutely commend John McCain for. I typically don't compliment John McCain because he is diametrically opposed to everything I stand for, but in this instance, credit where credit is due. He's saying something that's true about Donald Trump. Now, again, I'm talking about Republican infighting because this is incredibly important. Not only does it handicap Donald Trump's ability to pass the Republican Party's harmful agenda, but this really gives liberals the opportunity to push our agenda while Republicans are distracted by infighting. And another reason why this is important is because right now, Republicans, they not only hold all branches of government, but they have an advantage over the left in general. Because, let's face it, the left is clearly divided. The Democratic Party, is completely divided. You have the neoliberals in the center, and then progressives on the left, and we're constantly butting heads with each other. Now, even though this is a battle we have to have, I mean, we've got to hash out our differences, we've got to change the direction of the Democratic Party, regardless, of what's necessary on this side. While we're fighting and butting heads, Republicans are taking advantage of us, and they're trying to ram through their agenda. They're trying to win seats that Democrats are losing due to infighting. So if Republicans are infighting and they're butting heads, and progressives and neoliberals are also butting heads, then this is good for us. This is beneficial for us because it gives us the opportunity to really hash out these differences and fight, and really fight for the heart and soul of the Democratic Party, while Republicans kind of do the same. Now, Republicans, they've needed to have this fight for a very long time because they have constantly been moving further and further and further to the right to where they're not even recognizable. I mean, even if Ronald Reagan was such a harmful Republican who implemented a ton of really bad policies that screwed over generations of people, even Reagan is not as far to the right as the modern Republican Party. He was at least reasonable when it comes to issues like immigration and whatnot. So there's so many benefits to see Republicans fighting, and I absolutely love it because for a really long time now, for a couple of years, Republicans have been able to capitalize on Democratic Party infighting, but now they're getting a taste of their own medicine, and I think this is really important. So hopefully with Justice Democrats and organizations like Our Revolution, we can end this fighting. The left will unite around progressives and progressive ideas and causes, and it looks like, the momentum is on our side. Hopefully, it'll be our turn to take back the power we lost due to neoliberals destroying the Democratic Party. So look, let the Republicans fight. This is great for us, and I'm going to cover it because, Donald Trump, whenever he makes a fool of himself, I feel compelled to cover it because he deserves nothing less.
Support this podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Report.